Hi, guys! This is another episode of the Downhill Perspective podcast. We have an interesting cast of people here today with us. What is this episode? Ian, throw me a bone. 6?
5.
5?
6.
69.
It's 5, 6, or 69. It's going to be one of those three.
Oh, I think it's 6.
Nobody asked you, Alex.
I was close. I said 69.
No, nobody asked
Hey,
you,
quit. Yeah, right.
It's
Quit stealing
definitely
our
episode
swag.
5.
Okay.
I remember last episode coming out.
It's episode 5?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I think 3... No, this is definitely 6.
This is definitely 5.
No, this is
No,
definitely
because
6.
the one we did with Lex was 4.
No, because the one... You and I did.
Oh,
you and I did
right,
one, which
right.
was 3, and then we did the pop-up one, which was 4.
Yeah.
And then we did the Lex one,
That's
which
why I
was
said
5.
6.
See, that's why Zay
You
said
said
6.
5.
If we
You
just
said
had
5.
listened to Zay.
Yeah, we should have. We really should have just listened to Zay.
You said 5.
Anyway, I digress. We have with us today me. My name is John Milhorn. You, who are you?
I'm Alex.
Spider-Man.
Who are you?
A.K.A. Spider-Man.
Miss Adero.
Miss Adero. Who are you?
Papa Squish.
Papa Squish. Who are you?
Zay Tesla.
Zay Tesla in this bitch. This is going to be quite the interesting podcast. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know what you guys want to talk about, if y'all want to throw anything out there.
Slinging it on the corner.
Yeah, just slinging it on the corner. All right.
Well, that's not
Yeah,
appropriate.
In regards to what? Like, what are we slinging? Like dick, like drugs, boy, girl, dog.
Whatever you're into.
Okay.
I got what you need, cuh.
Hey,
I
she's
respect-
got what you need. You heard it here.
All right.
You heard it
It's all
here.
about the hustle. Yeah, it's all about the hustle.
All right.
Says he's shaking in the corner.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, let's not be afraid to speak up a little bit.
no
So
mumbling.
what you're saying is
No
you're
mumbling.
All right. Now, one thing that I would just like to talk about,
If you want.
and I was talking about it beforehand to all you guys, that I would just like to discuss right now, is the fact that I can't connect to any articles relating to the man who drove his car into a hospital and then lit himself
It's
on
not
fire.
real.
and put
It's
it on
Obviously a
Facebook.
false flag
Yeah,
operation.
you had a dream about
Fox
it.
8 News tweeted it.
Right, so it's a
You say
false
that.
flag.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. Hashtag fake news.
Right. Hashtag, they're just, they're just...
Thanks, Trump.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you, Trump.
All right. Well, you guys killed that point. pretty
But
quick.
that's really the best place to injure yourself in any type of fashion.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
he drove it into, like, that's not... Well, that is injuring yourself, but, like...
I mean, imagine if Jackass
Just let
was
that
like
dude die.
filmed in a hospital. Everybody would be fine.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm kind of surprised that Jackass never did film themselves in a hospital.
Exactly.
Like, that sounds like something flagrant enough for them to do. Probably
I don't think the
arrested.
hospital would let them in, though.
There were a lot of
No,
places that they
no.
went that they technically weren't allowed in. They,
True.
yeah.
But
there were some
so
legal
you're not
issues.
believing in their powers of finesse and being able to get it done.
It's true.
Which sounds like you're doubting Jackass.
That's
Actually,
true, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, because those are
Jackass
crazy
fair-
ones.
lasted 13 seasons.
to
okay?
be fair, if I
It was
were
like 3.
3 movies.
no, it was 3. It didn't last for that many seasons though.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like 3
there's
seasons.
Viva La Bam.
And then there's...
Well,
And
Viva
then
La
they-
Bam wasn't Jackass. That
But
was
it
Bam.
had Jack.
That was
There was
Bam.
Wild
There's
Boys,
a lot of
That
Jackass.
was Bam Margera's
characters.
failing career.
But there's
Video.
That was a great
There's a lot of
fucking
Jackass
show.
characters
Get your
on there.
shit out of here.
But it was his failing career filmed. And tell me that I'm wrong on that.
He got fat. Couldn't skateboard anymore.
It's not genetics. Look at his dad.
Yeah, it's funny that he's looking like more and more like Phil. Bam, I love you, but... Well, who am I kidding? You're not listening to this.
You
But
never
you're
know.
looking more like Phil every day.
Damn,
It's
that's
that chin. It's the
depressing.
chin, man. It's like the lack thereof, really.
All he can hope for is a son who has a mentality just like him and will give him the same shit that
A little bit cleaner, a little
Yeah.
finer. You know.
Does anyone have a lighter?
I do.
Sharing is caring, guys. Damn.
Damn
It's
it.
for me.
I think you felt
My life just flashed before my god.
Isaiah just threw a lighter at John, if you guys couldn't tell.
Yeah, 2 lighters were thrown. One went behind the couch. One went under the couch.
There's a lighter right in front of you. Oh my god.
It doesn't work, bro. We've been over this.
You guys are failures.
What is this?
I used it to open my beer and I thought it was okay.
Wait, where'd my lighter just
Is
go?
that what
Didn't I
you're
just give
into in your
somebody a
spare
lighter?
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's in the couch now.
How dare you?
Oh, God.
All right, lighter has been got. That
All right.
sequence of events has concluded.
All right.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Bam Margera.
Oh yeah, his lack of neck or chin.
Yeah.
And a strong
That
resemblance
game's
to Phil.
Yeah.
Shout out Phil.
Shout out to Phil. How about his Uncle Vito, though, who got arrested?
Oh, yeah. For groping like a 16-year-old,
13.
13-year-old.
13-year-old.
Oh God.
You know, here's the thing. All these people were acting like so surprised, like, "Oh no, Vito did this."
Yeah.
The dude, you could tell that the dude was weird. You could tell
Yeah,
that
dude was
something
fucking
off
out there,
about that
man.
man. Something was off about that man. Everybody's
Yeah.
acting all surprised. Like,
He
No.
was incoherent as fuck. It's
kind of,
like,
it's kind of what happens when you glamorize mentally ill people and not actually take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was definitely what that show was about.
Oh,
And
100%.
same with Jackass and Wild.
Honestly,
Yeah, no. 90% of Jackass was just taking like
I
advantage
just
of the
feel
fact
like
that
it
Steve-O was
some
addicted to
white
heroin.
boys that was just like, yo, we can
Yeah.
do this.
No,
Let's
Steve-O
do
was
it.
addicted to heroin, so they threw him in a fucking alligator pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you take a hit of some heroin, you could do anything.
You know, they always say, you know, try to make money doing what you love.
And then
Right.
what
Take what you
doing
love
is heroin.
and find a way to make money doing
Money off of
it.
doing heroin.
And
Yeah.
boy, did they do that.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Although Steve-O's been clean for like 7
Yeah,
or 8 years
Yeah.
now.
Dude, I watched that documentary. That was
Yeah.
actually is an awakening type of
Good,
documentary.
good for him.
Yeah, Steve-O's a really interesting fucking character. He
really
was
is.
on an episode of a podcast I listened to recently, and it's always, fuck yeah, I got this one. Thank you, though. And it was really fascinating listening to him talk about his experiences, like in a long format like that, where it's just more so a conversation.
I'll still just never get over the fact that he got a tattoo of his own face on his back.
That's great.
I think that is one of my favorite things in the world. And the best
It's a
type
good
of love,
tattoo, too.
The best type of love is self-love,
Yeah.
and you really have to love yourself to get a tattoo of
Dude,
your
he
own
literally
face.
said, fuck eyes behind my back. I'm going to put my face behind my back.
Right.
I mean, I hope he's not wearing a
So
shirt.
all y'all behind me can see me smile and give you a thumbs up.
I've been considering just getting a shirt with my own face on it. Just big smile, big
Yeah,
huge
do it.
smile.
Or just get like a tattoo of your face on
Just
your
make sure
face,
you're
but
wo-
just like slightly to the left.
Make sure you're wearing a ski mask while you're doing that. So everybody knows.
No, that's how I gotta rob a store. My face on my shirt, robbing a store with a ski mask on.
Yeah. No one would suspect it.
I would be the last suspect.
You already told them. You walked in like, oh yeah, no, it's me.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah,
He was
Wow.
wearing a shirt with a guy on his face, but I don't know if it was him.
exactly. And then I get away
Looked
with
an awful
it.
lot like you.
Or there was a story a few years ago about this dude that robbed a convenience store and accidentally left his tax forms there.
Wait, how do you do that?
Oh, why do you have your tax forms with you when you're robbing a store?
Because his taxes did not.
Flames.
Okay, so it unpaused now. There you go.
Okay.
Fucking up out here.
Bangers. All right. I'm Zay Tesla. I'm a rapper.
Nobody cares.
Adero is posted on the corner, like 107.9.
Yep.
How was your day, Alex? What did you do today?
Sucks
Huh?
dick.
I don't know about that.
You gotta stop talking shit.
I don't know what you're
3
talking
seconds.
about.
She's posted. Dude,
It's
she's posted on the
now,
corner.
please wait your turn. All right.
I'm over it.
I was watching Boys in the Hood today. You remind me of somebody. Goddamn.
You know, planning, working on music,
Mm-hmm.
talking about events, and working on those events, making
feel that.
them pop.
Dude, I can't tell if I'm
For the
tripping or
people.
not looking at your jacket. Like,
Because
it's
just the pattern.
the pattern, yeah. It's
No,
like,
I fucked
This
with
was
that
actually
pattern.
this was my grandma's dead ass.
bruh.
That was oh, it looks
Yeah.
good. Hey guys, if you can't tell, Alex's jacket looks really good. We gotta stop talking about like physical descriptions during a podcast.
Yeah.
True.
It's kind of
This
this
is why
like
we need
it's
that
really
a
straight.
super
but we can
audio-friendly
create the
podcast.
idea of a physical appearance
Yeah.
without even saying anything.
This
It's
is
just
probably
like,
the
yo,
most
you look good.
all over podcast
It's
I
lit.
think we've ever recorded.
It might be.
Alright, let's get a focal point together. Focal point.
We should play charades.
While on the podcast.
Charades on a
Where
podcast.
am
I would enjoy that. Actually, I think that would be hysterical.
Like, guys, you can
Wait,
but
how about a podcast series of just people playing charades?
or
10 seconds of silence, a goose!
You know, a lot of people would actually watch that.
Probably.
I really believe
I
people
feel-
would just be like, yo, I like background noises of people
Yeah.
having fun because I'm depressed.
Well, that's the thing, though, about playing charades is it's quiet.
no, but we're up.
It's very quiet.
So it's
quiet,
not.
quiet, and then boom! Quiet, boom!
Oh, you got me!
Yeah!
Or it could be like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not what I was doing. Are
Yeah.
you crazy?
Or we could
Yeah.
do silent charades. That'd be
Yeah.
the best one.
Yeah, no, actually, we should start doing all of our podcasts in sign language.
You gotta listen to the wind.
It would just be Silence. Miscellaneous laughing. Silence. Miscellaneous laughing.
Focal point.
See,
Ian,
we already got
focal point.
Adero. Focal point.
Ah, good.
Damn,
Good one.
I'm the
Ian.
worst at that.
We were just talking about something other than that guy catching on flames, though.
I mean, gun control has been a pretty hot topic this week.
Fucking gun control. Can somebody give me an overview of what happened?
All right. So, a dude who, according to, like, reports, there have been warnings about this guy. Like, the sheriff's department has been called. Apparently, there was an armed guard outside the school. Like, all this different shit. But he went into a school and killed 17 kids. I believe it was was it middle school or was it high school?
It was high school.
It was
Dude
high
was
school?
19 years old, dude.
Okay.
Oh, no, was it? Was it?
I thought it was.
No, because there was another case last week where a middle schooler shot himself in the bathroom.
Wow.
Good shit, bro.
I also saw someone repost an article from 2014 today that a Utah teacher was legally carrying a concealed weapon
And shot himself in the leg. I
shot
just saw
herself in the leg.
I just saw that. But yeah, no, so over the past week, gun control
Dude, have you ever
has
seen
been a
that-
hot topic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Have you ever seen that video of that? It was like this guy. He was like a police officer or whatever. He was like, he came in because it was like, what are your parents? What's that day when all your parents come to the school to show
Parent-teacher conferences?
No, just to show the students what they do for a living.
Oh,
Career Day?
Career Day.
Yeah.
Also, pretty sure Career Day doesn't actually exist.
No.
No, not
Never
anymore.
seen it.
No,
Never seen it.
I had career day in elementary school.
no, I didn't.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't either.
The only time I saw somebody fight a
twice. I
parent
didn't
was a
either.
field trip. That was it.
I
And
had
I've never
bring your
talked to
kid
him.
to work days at like different jobs, but
Bring your kid to work
That's
day is
different.
different.
My dad
Yeah,
brought me to
that's-
work.
yeah, that's the opposite.
Once.
Right.
Really young.
What do you do? I draw.
Fucking love coloring!
Well, I go to kindergarten. That's what I do.
Well, long story short, though, this guy, he went to the school with a concealed weapon and shot himself in the foot and tried to play it off like it didn't hurt. But he blasted his fucking foot. So,
You know that hurt.
You know, bringing a gun into a school building with children brings a lot of fucking ideas and possibilities that can fucking happen.
Wait.
Whereas
how about the
if he
people...
would have done that in the hospital,
He would have been safe.
Yeah.
Full circles, man.
All right,
Full circles.
anyways, focal point.
Gun control.
Gun control. Actually, no, that was somewhat on subject, actually. My bad.
That was
on that.
very on subject.
Yeah.
That hospital was just
But-
right on point.
Anyways, so with this whole gun control matter coming up, there are a lot of people proposing a lot of different ideas on how to handle this. There are people who want to do a full gun ban. There are people who want to do a controlled gun thing, which is something that I'm definitely more for. There are people who want to arm the teachers. And there are people who just basically want to have the military waiting outside every single school.
Fucking snipers on the roof and shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah,
just.
my fear is just that any type of like regulation is gonna unfairly target people,
oh, it
and is
definitely
going
could.
to actually make sure that only more
Yeah.
privileged people
Like
end up
Not
having
even more.
access
One-
to
That's a
one-
very good point.
Like one
weapons, which is not good.
one friend of
That's
ours,
not what we want.
one friend of ours has actually brought up. He was like, a black guy needs to commit a school shooting, so they actually listen. You know, and I understand the irony of the statement that he
That's
was making.
very, yeah.
It was if a black guy does it, then the cops and government will actually notice.
Yeah.
See, the
Because
thing
black
is,
people are
man,
unfairly targeted, but they'll use that as a way to just not give a black guy a gun.
Schools, it's like, it's a whole, you learn about duality with school and going back home. But, like, a lot of people don't understand what duality is because they're probably going through the same shit in school and out of school. So look at Nicholas Cruz.
I literally thought you were gonna say
Fucking
Nicolas
terrible
Cage.
kid. Background, his home was just all fuck. Parents died, mom died, you know.
He was-
then
He was
his
part of a
stepmom.
white supremacist organization.
Okay, that's
No,
another
that was
thing.
actually they found out that was
That was
just that it was not true. Just that organization just claimed him to be trolls.
Oh, okay.
What cunts?
No. That's the exact thing that ISIS does.
white people crazy, bro.
No, that's the exact
White
same
people
thing that
fucking
ISIS does. That's
Yeah,
something
dude.
that ISIS is known for, is when there's
Yeah.
a random shooting, they'll say they were a part of us just to freak people out. That concept is
it's fear.
terrifying
It's
to me,
fear,
that
yeah.
is happening in our fucking country.
So
is-
that we can get in line and be afraid of them.
Yeah, and people try to act like white supremacist movements are not terrorist organizations.
Bruh. Nicholas Cruz. did not know what duality is. Because in all honesty, he could have, with all the shit that he was going through at home, he could have went to school, probably had a way better fucking life at school. Because a lot of people treat school as a getaway from what they had to do at home. But he did not. And I feel like it was probably because of the students. He was probably one of those kids that was just like way too fucked up mentally to actually be able to connect with someone. And he was more than likely was getting bullied or just getting in trouble way too much to where teachers were just like...
Everyone was like, oh yeah, we saw this coming.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, there were reports called in about that
coming? Though?
Everyone is like weirdly proud of the fact that they're like, oh yeah, I could see this.
I would not even say that.
Mean,
I was
like, no, I would say no.
Keep
I
in
never
mind,
thought
like
he would
there
do
were
that.
reports into the sheriff's office that they were talking about this kid. This kid had been a subject
Yeah, they
around
were
the
aware of it.
community
for a long time.
and all of the authorities were. Didn't somebody tell the FBI?
Nobody wanted to be nice to him. Nobody wanted to be his friend.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think somebody's gonna do when they feel all alone with a fucking AR-15 with nowhere to shoot that bitch?
Yeah.
No offense to the niggas that died, but it's just like, god damn, niggas are not like, people are not taking shit seriously the way that we should be taking it.
They're not.
Because fuck gun control. We need to start looking at human beings itself.
Yeah, mental
You know what I'm
health.
saying?
Because
That's what I
getting
believe.
to the heart of the
But at the same time, I wish the bitches never existed.
Like, don't get me
fuck
wrong.
it.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll let square up with
I am
somebody.
personally like pro like gun control. Like not like totally get rid of the guns, but I definitely would like more like background checks. But that's also me personally. But Alex, you did make a valid point on discrimination.
I also think there's an important distinction in gun control. I feel that civilians should be able to have the same weapons that a cop could have.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there should be weapons
that's the
that
whole point.
cops are using that I can't personally.
Yeah, and
legally
I personally
own.
feel like a cop should not even own an automatic
if
weapon.
I pass the proper.
I personally
like,
would not.
exactly.
I would not want my personal police force owning automatic weapons. I would not feel comfortable.
especially
with
if
that.
I can't.
Bro, you
Yeah,
go
Especially
fucking
since so many
London,
of
they
those
hold a
people are
stick.
just like stressed
They will
out, like
surround
under
your
whatever
ass.
conditions. Like those people aren't necessarily vetted to the
They're
extent
not
that they
properly
should.
trained.
A
Yeah, they're
lot
not
of,
properly trained. They're
Oh,
not
hell
properly
no.
vetted.
no, a lot of
which is
police
why we're seeing
officers
a lot of
suffer
this
from
shit.
PTSD, and that's a
Yeah.
scary concept to me because if they go through a relapse during an arrest, anything can happen.
We just watched that happen on Gotham.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Another thing is, I feel like there should be a yearly test for police officers.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a police officer, you're taking a job, the duty to watch over everybody, make sure everything is safe. But you end up gaining 200 pounds. Why the fuck is your fat ass eating donuts on the job? You need something. You need to work at a supermarket.
There was actually one time
Like-
where I got followed by a cop for a mile and a half, and I was freaking out. I kept going. Took a right into a name, Joy's Donuts.
Dude, like,
And then to add to that point, like, because one thing that comes out of a poor diet, like you were just talking about, is more anxiety and more lack of control.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you're eating a proper diet and you're exercising regularly, you're going to be able to be much more in control in a moment and make less
Irrational.
irrational decisions.
you look at the
So you're gonna
motherfuckers
think
that
better
are shooting
about it.
people for no fucking reason. The majority of them are either just look like a fucked up person or they're not fit for the
Right.
job. Like,
Most definitely.
it doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Like, you're gonna feel threatened when you are fucking eating like a fucking pig.
Right.
You're gonna be scared.
And also, just even not having a proper diet literally can fuck with your mental state.
Yeah.
That
I started
That's
eating
just
fruits
how it
and I
works.
started feeling better, man.
Right.
Fucking shit.
yeah. No, if you maintain like proper sugar levels and a healthy amount of proteins to whatever to make sure that you feel good, and if you start working out on top of that, you just feel good. It helps your mind. I know there's a chemical thing there that I don't personally know, but I know it exists. And
Definitely there
There needs to be-
because like it's an evolutionary mechanism where like your body makes you not feel good to let you know that you're doing something wrong
Yeah.
and that you need to correct that thing. So it's like all of that not feeling good on top of if they have PTSD from some event, whether it was in the military or some sort of police related event, on top of, just potentially being a kind of like a fucked up person in general, like on like your history side of things, like your background, how your life was growing up, and just like it's that combination of things that really leads to a lot of the fucked up shit that be happening.
And you got the same type of people that are not even the police force, that are fat as fuck, or no offense to fat people, no offense to fat people, but it's just like, you know, if you want an altercation, you better be ready for something that doesn't involve possibly killing somebody.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
that's the thing.
You better be on some Mark Henry shit.
Yeah, nigga, you come on now, like.
And also, one thing you were saying about how the people like who commit these types of shooting kind of look fucked up.
You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah,
bro.
no, and those are signs of things that go beyond just like maintaining like physical health. Sometimes it's almost obvious. Like you look at that person, you can tell they were
Mentally,
born
yeah.
with a type of illness or dysfunction that might make them think this way. There may have been something wrong during pregnancy, or maybe it's family history, or maybe it's just random illness that they were born with. But a lot of these people could have been taken better care of literally from birth, and nobody did anything. Because in a lot of these areas, there are a lot of backward-thinking people who literally just do not trust medicine or do not trust mental diagnoses. Like, they think that depression is a made-up issue that younger kids come up with, so they don't need to try that hard in school. And that type of thinking is something that kind of perpetuates all this. You need to be aware of
It
potential of
desensitizes you
anything.
to the issue.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, above anything else, we're absolutely facing a mental health crisis in America, which is behind the opioid crisis. It's behind the police brutality crisis. It's behind the gun violence crisis. All of these things lead back to the mental health crisis, and it's being talked about more and more today, which is good, but not nearly enough things are happening about it. And part of that is just because we live in a nation of 330 plus 350 million people, like especially in high population areas like cities and stuff like that. Like, you're around so many people that you don't know personally or interact with that you forget people are people. And so it's a lot harder to look at those issues when you're completely disconnected from the people around you.
China has laws where you have to, like simple shit, like you have to spend time with your grandparents type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we had laws that, like, tied to, like, more ethical shit, like just basic living, like where we had to be in tune with the family, I feel like that would create a better person outside of the family.
I feel like it shouldn't be a law.
Oh, it definitely shouldn't be a law.
You can't put laws on something like when it comes
I feel
to
like
You
that's
still got to be
like
behind
a
personal sovereignty.
parenting
Yeah.
issue.
But I
family structure.
definitely feel like we could put more kind of a pressure on being kind to other people, and that doesn't even mean having a fucking
I'm
conversation
saying
with
just
them.
a
That doesn't
family,
mean
family type of mind. Like, we need to be able to have each other in the one room and just be
Well,
like,
but
family.
how can you? Well, what do you mean by family? Are you talking about your specific blood-to-blood family? Because
no, I'm talking about, like, genuine respect, being kind, you know, same fucking manners that you give your mom to other people type shit, you know, like.
No, something like
type of
that
thing.
is always necessary, and I definitely agree that we don't put enough pressure on just being kind to one another. There's almost like an expectation to be somewhat cold-shouldered to people a lot of the time.
Especially in the city.
There's
you can't
there's
be a
this
consumer
sense
with
that
everybody.
if you give the cold shoulder to people, you'll rise above. Like, you don't care about other people, that means you're the best. And that mentality kind of sickens me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because, I mean, got it back to evolutionary shit. Like, we were made, or we evolved to be in these tribes of, you know, like 100, maybe 150 people at most. And just having those interpersonal connections. But now we're in these situations where we're surrounded by hundreds of thousands of people, and we don't have those same personal, like, tribe-like connections always. Like, obviously we do.
And that's why
Because we got
China.
each other, but not everyone has,
Well,
you know, what
that's
we
the thing
have.
too. Is there's not the tribal connection in the sense that your tribe is necessarily close to you. Your tribe is who you are emotionally connected with, whether they live 200 miles away or right next door to you. But you can't make that mindset with everyone around you because, you know, with all these people, there are just so many different experiences, interests, and there are some people who you just really can't connect with.
more than half of those experiences are very like relatable though, in some shape or form.
Like if you narrow it down that much, and
it depends
to
on,
realize that you
Yeah.
need to have a very in-depth conversation.
But
with
this
the person.
country, my thing is, this country is like, yeah, we got like so many fucking people. We got a lot of people trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, not get out the country, but just get out that mind state, that living situation, poverty, all this shit.
No.
That more people are more focused on what they need to do to make it more than what we need to do to make it.
Yeah, because
I think that's the biggest problem.
literally, if we, it's not even like a joint mindset kind of thing.
No, like we could
it's-
be doing two different things, but it's just like you good, bet I'm good too.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
if
Right. That sense of community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
exactly.
we need to
Like,
start focusing on. It's like it's cool to have city, but we need community.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's why I just enjoy the concept of a baseline for things. Like if everybody constantly is somewhere that they can land, no matter how far they go, I really feel like society will be okay because they always build off that. Because there are a lot of people who
Right.
get dropped off and there's nothing. There's nothing for them after.
Right, which kind of can potentially bridge to the point of universal basic income. You know, a lot of people, their first argument against something like that is, oh, it's just going to make people fucking lazy. Like, but no, it's going to free them from the shackles of having
dead
to
ass,
grind, to live,
yeah.
to eat food, to drink
Like,
water, to pay rent. But if you take that out of the equation, you give people the time to be
That's why
themselves, to
everybody's
work
so-
on themselves, and to do what they
Niggas
love,
not
and make
even,
something
we're not
out of what
even
they love.
hungry, dude. We're thirsty
Yeah.
Yeah.
for success.
Mhm.
Like, nobody wants to really work for it. Nowadays, everybody's just selling their fucking souls. Not literally. I mean, some people might be doing it, you know. Say
Yeah,
this
no.
out here. But, like, you know,
Healthy.
it's yeah, for real, though. Snow. I love it. Fuck with me. But, yeah, no. We're gonna take a piss. I lost my train of thought. My bad.
Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Actually, I get where he's coming from. Because if you want to make it, you gotta just kind of give up on everybody else. You gotta sell some people out. You gotta fuck over some people. You want to do all that. If you really wanted to make it into the big
do you
time.
really need to, though? Did Chance do that?
I'm not talking about the
Chance's
mainstream.
dad was an Obama aide, and he used the connections he got from that to finesse his way into deals while still remaining independent.
Damn, got me there.
And also what I'm going to say is, there's like the mainstream big, you know? The guys who went out there, they did their thing, and they made it out of, hell yeah, a lot of potential, but there's also a significant amount of luck there. Everybody else who makes just as much money as them, because there are a lot of people who make as much money as them, but you never hear about those people. You know why? They're not the mainstream. They did the little cut-end, shady deal type shit and just made it up there. Shit, they're making more money than half the mainstream guys.
True.
And those
Right.
guys did not get up there under honest ways, but they're not in the public eye, so why should they care?
It's a good point. It's a good point. But yeah.
Anyways, what you're
Bangers.
saying about the universal income thing, that's something that I really like off the baseline thing. Just because I'm pretty sure it's generally accepted that positive reinforcement offers, like, it shows that you get the most improvement work-wise from just
Right.
positive reinforcement.
Right, or like
There's
all
an
these
extra
videos
step. That's what
that
kept my
you
leg
see where like someone goes up to a homeless person and gives them like $100 and then follows them around to see what they do with it. Like, a lot of the times the first thing that they do is go buy food.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they might go get a beer, or like if they're in that position, they might go get some drugs, but first and foremost, they're gonna go get some food.
Yeah. Dude,
And it's like,
honestly,
if you give these people the and it doesn't even have to be like everyone. Like, you know, obviously, like, stave it based on your income and what you're doing, so that, like, if you want if you want to get out there, really fucking grind and stack paper and get far in this life, you have that opportunity. But like, if you don't have that opportunity there, and you're in like a town or a situation where there's just not a lot there for you or anyone else, but you can't get out of that situation because you don't have the means, it just provides those people, the people in extreme poverty, the people that really don't have anywhere to reach to or anyone to turn to. It
But
provides
drugs,
them,
violence, and
Yeah, it
everything
provides
is gonna
them the
steer them away
opportunity.
from success.
And also,
Exactly.
if you gave a homeless guy $100, the first thing he did was go get a beer. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad at him for getting a beer.
I probably would have
But-
bought a beer with that dollar.
Do you,
Right.
Exactly. No. Do you know? You should probably ask, why is the first thing that this guy's doing with $100 is getting a beer?
He's stressed.
That
Exactly.
whatever
Yeah,
whatever led him to be homeless is exactly the reason why he's drinking that beer. And that's not what we're looking at all. Like, if you are homeless and the first thing you do, your first concern is drinking a beer, you guys are right. It's stress. And there's something that led him to know that this beer will make it he'll just
It'll
be
make it
happy.
better.
Wait,
It'll
yeah,
make it, like,
yeah.
it-
Why can't we look at that a little bit more?
Let's take this even a step further and mix in the universal basic income to this. If you take a homeless person and you give them $30,000, you think they're gonna fuck around with that, or you think they're gonna take that to change
Oh,
their
they got
lives?
a master plan. At
Yeah.
that point.
They're gonna change
That's-
their lives.
that's-
They're
They're gonna
change.
utilize that.
But at the same
to
time,
get them out of that.
Although-
because no one
it
wants to
depends
be in
on.
that
although
situation.
There's a lot of people. Like, there's that one guy on Coventry that loves to tell jokes.
Oh yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
You know, I heard
I
the joke
feel like-
once. It wasn't that funny.
I've heard the same joke several times. But I was just like, I'm gonna still give you a
I've
dollar.
I've
'cause
only heard
yeah.
one joke.
No.
I listen to you.
Yeah.
I gotta pay for these
And
services.
honestly, he's always just nice.
But like when it
Yeah,
comes
he's
down
a
to
good
like,
guy.
there's a lot of variations of homeless people, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of variations
Well-
of fucking who we are and who we surround ourselves with.
Think about homeless people.
But $30,000. Hold on, $30,000 to a crackhead. Are they going to fix their lives? Actually,
And
are
that's
they
the
going to
point.
be able to last longer than 5 years with that $30,000?
Wait, that actually brings into what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Is the majority of homeless people in some form or fashion are mentally ill.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And, like, yeah, the 30,000 might, if it is a homeless person who became homeless literally because of pure unfortunate financial circumstance, hell yeah, they're going to take $30,000 and do all they can with it.
Shit, more
But
than
there
financial.
are a lot, the majority of homeless people are mentally ill in some form. They might not take that $30,000.
I don't know if that's always true though.
No, there's a lot of homeless people that end up homeless because the family was homeless.
Right, it's
That
like-
didn't have anywhere to
it's
go.
like there's
Not
a
even
lot of-
drugs.
No,
Right,
you guys,
there's a lot of homeless
Oh,
people that
you guys,
are
all right. You guys,
No,
all
there's
right.
so many variations
That was
of
a-
being
that
homeless.
was a really
bro.
vague
Like,
It's like,
statement.
not
that
every
way.
homeless person is the, kind of psychotic beggar on the corner.
not every
I'm not-
homeless
well,
person
I'm
is
not even
actually
talking-
homeless as well.
I'm
They
not.
still got somewhere to go sleep at. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and I'm not talking like psychotic beggar type. I'm like mental illness can have such a different strain of just variation.
Yeah, I mean, like, if somebody's just, like, outgoing, great person inside, but they are just straight up lazy as fuck, like, can't get down to a schedule, that's a mental illness right then and there. Like,
Yeah.
that's simply
honestly,
what
they're
that is.
probably just depressed as hell.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
But this brings me
Or-
to the point of we should be taking better care of each other.
we should.
Yeah.
And
It's more
that's
of
what
a-
I'm trying to
Exactly,
say.
that's
it's always been mental
But
health, honestly.
that's really what it all comes down to. Even if they're addicted to something, hell yeah, they're going to take that 30,000 and do all they can to make sure they can get more of that. But that addiction is a mental illness in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a thing that they cannot kick, and they need it, and quite possibly physically need it, depending on the drug of sorts.
I wouldn't necessarily say that addiction itself is a mental illness, but the addiction is a byproduct of mental illness.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
But-
addiction in and of itself,
It's a symptom.
it is a symptom, but in and of itself, it is not a mental illness, and it's not a disease, which is really an improper way that a lot of rehab programs and 12-step programs are going about it. Like looking at it like it's a disease, where they're not addressing the baseline issue of the thing that might be wrong with you mentally, that is causing
So-
you to
The
want
equation
this
is so
so
much
bad.
longer
Then how
than
do
people
you
try to
take
perceive it to
the
be.
What's that?
I said the equation is much longer than how people try to perceive it to be. Like
People want an easy
if
answer.
I was addicted to like acid, I would want somebody to like, if I was in a rehab facility, I want you to ask me questions why I enjoyed it so much, and then try to bring me to a place where I
Place
feel
of
like,
understanding.
yeah, I can relate. Like there's same home. type
How do
shit.
you guys feel like the genealogy thing ties into it then? Like, I'm not saying you guys are wrong at all, because I do agree with you.
Well, in my opinion, based on like what I know and what I've heard, how genealogy would tie it into that is just like there was an interesting experiment in the UK, I think, where they took lab mice and they would they would expose them to a particular scent and they would shock them, so that like they got used to smelling that thing and then getting shocked. And then those mice all had babies, and then the babies having never been exposed to the scent or never been shocked before, after being exposed to the scent, they showed signs of increased anxiety and stress, like they were about to be harmed. So it suggests that there's
too many white
like
people in the room,
what?
or is there too many black people in the room? You're the only white guy, vice versa. Like, I can't slip on one thing, bro.
But yeah, so it suggests that there is some type of thing passed down, some type of like for lack of a better way to put it, some type of experience gene being passed down, where like
Yeah.
the mental illness that your parents suffered from,
It's like a soul
you're
thing,
more
experience.
predisposed to experiencing it. You know.
So, do you think in the same way, like, it makes you anxious, you think in, like, the reverse sense, like, if it gave your parents or your grandparents a sort of calmness, when you drink it, you experience that sort of calmness, and then that's why it continues?
Exactly. Precisely. So it's
Not
like
on,
more
like,
a root of
super,
the,
not on a like super crazy level, but just on a like kind of like intuition.
Little subtle.
Yeah, like
yeah. So like innate.
Yeah.
You
in-
like-
innate
like
kind of level.
instinct.
you're in the womb, just like, damn, I feel you, mom. Like
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah. And it does get, like, kind of more and more subtle throughout the generations if each case is kind of handled a little bit better. at
I
times.
mean, bruh, like if you think about it, when a woman is pregnant, they have to eat right for the baby. They have to actually be healthy for the baby to come out the best way that they want it to come out. And that's probably what that experiment, that was a lot of things that was going on. Damn, I'm fucking up. The rat was probably pregnant and then was smelling the scent and then got shocked and the baby was in there like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't think they shocked the mice while they were pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They actually probably specifically tried to avoid that.
Did they
Yeah.
feed him well?
Probably
they-
fed them a
it-
normal
yeah,
diet
it-
for
it was-
lab mice.
Yeah.
Did they let him smell that thing without getting shocked?
Potentially.
Do you know
I'm not
when,
sure.
when the
I'm just
test
really
was
asking
done?
petty ass questions because I
What?
want to get
Do you know
down
when
to
the
the bottom
test
of
was
this.
done?
06, 07. I can't
Okay,
really
so it
remember.
was not long ago at
relatively
all.
recently
Yeah.
Oh, the
that it
experiment?
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, 06, 07.
06, 07 was kind of a long time.
But it was,
It was if-
relatively recent.
Listen, if I was 20 in 06 and 07 and now I'm 30, I'd be like, okay, I was an adult. I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
That's true.
as
but it
far
also-
as
I mean, that's
scientific
an experience
advancement
happened,
is
and it
concerned,
probably
like,
took a little bit
random
to-
shit can just happen overnight.
True.
And that could change the entire course of any experiment that's ever been performed. But as far as I know, I haven't heard any major breakthroughs on it, but I also don't tune in all that well to major breakthroughs on genealogy and how different addictions affect the next generation. Although I kind of want to look in on that a little bit more.
Dude,
That
the
actually
shit's
sounds
real, man.
incredibly
You
interesting.
can. That's something you would be able to see in black culture. You know, growing up in like the hood or whatever.
Actually, you're
East
right.
Cleveland.
You're right.
You get used to what's going on. You get used to the loud ass sirens of police cars,
Yeah.
helicopters, gunshots, whatever the fuck it is. You get used to drugs. You get used to all this shit. And you just like. And the craziest thing about being a black person is that the fact that like, you know, when it comes down to a situation in particular, like where you're, you know, getting a little bit frustrated, it's hard for people to view that as just somebody staying composed but frustrated at the same time than just being angry. For a black person. That's why black people can't talk to a fucking police officer because like immediately they're just angry, they're mad, they're trying to get out of the situation however they can. No, I mean if we can argue with each other without trying to kill each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, then we are obviously at an understanding.
Yeah, it's like me being angry at you doesn't have to be me
Yeah.
trying to attack you.
No, not at all. I mean, like, you know, some people will, you know, there's a lot of people that do that. A lot of the cases are white people attacking police officers without getting shot. They usually get arrested.
Yeah.
You can never see that from a black.
Yeah, suddenly they have a taser.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, when it comes down to that type of shit, you know, that experiment is really some real life shit that we don't even actually, like, realize at the same time.
And I will
Yeah.
say, like, whenever I'm driving around and I just happen to see, like, an officer pulled over a black person,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
it's
automatically just like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. They might not go home tonight.
It's not even that.
It's
Like,
so
I
sad
try.
that
I don't
it
even
has
like
to be
thinking
that
like
way.
that,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Yeah.
so sad.
I can't do that type of thought. Like, I'm just like, you know, fuck, I just pray that everything's okay. And I hope he don't look at my ass
Right.
as he's pulled over. Because, like, that nigga's really going to reach that quota.
Like, I
if
will
he catch
say,
me slipping.
I was pulled over the other day. Like, my mom was following me to my apartment, and I happened to stop because I realized she didn't make it through the light, and she didn't know where I lived. So I was stopped at the next street. An officer happened to see me, and he pulled over. I was like, oh, fuck. Automatically, I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
That
It's
shouldn't be your-
nerve-wracking.
That shouldn't be your first
Right.
reaction.
But he was actually really nice. He was like, you know, is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, my mom's just at the light. I'm just waiting for her to. But the fact that I was so confused by it, I was
Yeah.
just like,
Like it,
Yeah.
like it turned out cool. So
Yeah.
that specific situation was
Yeah.
okay, but the fact that you get concerned is fucked up.
Dude, good cops look so good in this day and age.
Right?
They look so fucking heroic, nigga. Like, I love good cops.
Don't get me,
You're the greatest
don't get me wrong.
person ever.
I'll always love a good cop. Like I hear a story about
Yeah.
a good cop, you're like, hell yeah.
right.
But why? And if all cops are good, I appreciate them all day, every day. I would think like I would want to be a fucking cop. Like
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, man, I get to
That's
go out
something
and do
kids should be
good.
able to look at.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. And like it's like every time you see a good cop, you're like, wow, you did
Thank you
something.
for doing
wow,
your job.
wow,
It shouldn't even
you
be
did your
like
job.
that. Like,
You
right.
did your job.
Oh wow, you pet a dog. You're human.
And that's
It's
Like-
weird, dude. It's like we've been desensitized to what a cop should be,
right, right.
and it's fucked. It's fucked up and it's hilarious at the same time.
You have to be able to laugh at it.
You know
Because
what's,
that's how desensitized.
you know what's
we are.
actually
Yeah.
really aggravating? We didn't start realizing bad cops until like social media really came up.
True.
For real.
'Cause
Like
now
we are
videos
the
being
age to like
spread everywhere.
we are.
Videos are being taken
Right, because
everywhere.
now I can watch a video from a fight in Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
2 hours after it happened.
Like, we are
it's
so
not-
fucking
it's-
connected.
it's
or
not-
live on Twitter.
Like it's not that these bad cops are a new thing.
It's that
They're not a
being
new
caught
thing.
now.
Technology
Yeah.
is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. Once we create that AI that just knows what to do,
transparency, man.
it's over. Y'all see
No,
my robot?
it didn't. You saw Google shut down its AI software, right?
Oh yeah.
They shut it down
No, 'cause
because it
Twitter
developed.
was-
No, their AI software started developing its own AI software, so they shut it
Ooh.
down.
No,
That was Facebook.
didn't they specifically make
That was Rick and Morty.
Everything was.
Bruh, did it?
Actually,
Simpsons
that was
did
a
it.
cartoon.
No, didn't it develop its own AI?
I was watching
That
it.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick built his own universe. His
But-
universe built another universe.
Wait, but did
And
they,
then he
did
just
they not
kept
make
taking
it
it
AI
down.
to develop its own AI?
The one I'm talking about, Facebook shut down its like AI robot whatever language software because it started like piecing together like nonsense, but they would still be conversing and they would still solve the problem that they were setting them out to accomplish.
So they were like inventing their own language.
It was more like different combinations of existing English words. So it would be like ball, 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 and then just like other random nonsense words, but hella words in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
And just like it was like weird combinations of like existing words. On
That
some, like,
that's
really
actually
weird
more
shit.
terrifying
That's
than
weird.
like a
Yeah.
fully cohesive coherent robot, like one that understands everything about humans. A robot that develops its own mind not understanding a
Just sounds
single
like a
thing that's
terrible
going
trip.
on.
Because like
On acid.
the way they set it up, they
Took a
like
10 strip and you just can't get out of this fucking loop.
Caught in the loop.
yeah, like
Ball,
the
ball.
way they set it up is
Caught in the
like
loop.
they had like the two AIs and they gave them like a prime directive, like you have to, and using the other robot as a guide and as a partner, solve this puzzle.
Yeah.
And then they started talking to each other in that weird language, and then they solved the puzzle.
Oh, that's
And they were like, "Oh, all right, we're shutting you down. Bye."
You're
Like
too
that shit. I don't know
self-aware.
what you're talking about.
what AI program?
They said too soon. Damn.
Next thing you know, Sean Connor's coming out of nowhere. Oh well, we've been going for a long time. I feel like this is a good place to wrap it up before we get too deep into an AI conversation, because that's a whole other 45 minutes.
Yeah, we should title this Gun Control.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that'd be a good title for this episode.
But we'll be back next week with AI.
Yeah, we will be back next week with AI, maybe.
Maybe we might talk about the calves.
We'll see. Yeah, or just whatever's on our mind at the time. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Downhill Perspective. We love you dearly.
Can I
We
get some
appreciate
last
your
words,
existence. Yeah, get some last words, eh?
Hey y'all, it's your motherfucking goon. Zay
Okay, that's
Tesla.
enough.
Make sure you check out my SoundCloud at Zay Tesla, and then you listen to the music, Spark, 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 Downhill Collective.
You're talking
Bars.
like Cartman.
Bars.
Kind of sound like you were trying to talk like Cartman.
High key, I was trying.
I saw.
It just didn't
It
sound
rolled.
like
I just want to
nothing.
appreciate we literally sparked at the same time.
Yeah,
Like I
spark.
stopped.
I was like Spark, Spark, Spark.
Yes, I didn't do it.
All right, bye, guys.